Hi, my name is Wes Thompson. I'm at Seasons LA for the Texas Artist Group Show. This is my piece. It's called An Altar to 30 Acres in the Hill Country, and your heart burns and disappears to the sound of cicadas and tree frogs in the dark. I build these paper pulp sculptures, and I wanted them to live outdoors, and so I had to build this protective covering for it, and I wanted it to kind of represent Texas and where I'm from and where I grew up. So I used these juniper posts, which is the most hated tree in Texas because it makes all this pollen and everyone gets all sneezy, and so people like really dislike them. They're always trying to get them off of their land and cut them down. But they're a really beautiful building material. They're an aromatic wood, and it's a very classic Texas porch sighting is seeing these posts. So I built this to keep it out of the sun and the rain, and then use some oak boards to hover the piece off the ground so it's protected. And then I built these top parts of the sculpture to stick out an inch on each side so that it could feel the rain and sun on itself. This piece is kind of about our connection to nature. And so I have this tunnel with the candles as a way to kind of allow us to travel between those two worlds. I think it's something that's maybe our most finite resource that we don't take care of and is the least renewable of our resources. And it's very important to me, and it's where I find solace, and I like to go out and be in nature and just see kind of the natural wonders of our world. And so I kind of made this to honor that. In these pieces on the chain, I have some of the flowers that come out in the spring, and I mix those into there, and some ash from the burnt pecan branches from the tree outside of my house. Definitely inspired a lot by the limestones throughout central Texas in the textures of my pieces. The water kind of erodes them into these sharp crevices and tunnels all throughout. Very inspired by the natural world. And the paper pulp I pigment and then work with so the color is fully saturated through it. And I'll build it and I'll break pieces off or cut it and rework it until it gets to a stage that I like. But this is my first piece I've done that can be an outside piece because of the roof. Weird thing, I really wanted it to be involved in its elements, and I kind of felt bad taking that away from them, which is why I did that, building it out an inch on each side. Maybe like we have this balance between protection and experience, and when you're protecting yourself too much, you're not fully in it and experiencing it all. So I thought that was like kind of an interesting thing that came to me while I was doing this. I kind of made this whole shed for protection, and then I was like, maybe I don't want it fully protected. Let it interact with its environment a little bit.
Cool, that was great.
I'll start out. Yeah, let's keep that one in there for sure. I'm gonna shout out Martha's Gallery, who I work with in Austin. Ricky and Meredith are great, two of my really good friends, and they're doing great for the art scene there, representing local artists. Shout out Seasons for having us in LA, of course. And I'll shout out myself too, because everybody should love themselves and be proud of themselves. So Wes official, if you want to follow me on Instagram.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks.